the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Abusia for Mama Chiao, Emma Kwababi, and Family Casafoni, so Nsem-Pii TV. Be the first to know. Sebibi eto the president of the land, Ghana for and the Subo, Everbo, the foreign affairs minister, Samuel Okujetu Ablakwa. Lawyer Paul Adom Ochre, Ababim, or the Dibia Oyeno, or Sadi Abba. Now, Ochrema, a Yekwesi Adamo, and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, a departed Accra, Sel or Kotokyo. Now, on the Emirates Nekoi, which is very laudable. Now, Busafo, Okosi, a Dubai, no, a ho and a bre, a chassis to the sense. Now, in Nigeria, Okon, a 20,228 kilometers from Accra to Tokyo. Now, so could Dubai, no, Busafo, transit oyen, a manage ye, to the sense, or Mampanino, a use a train, taking 2 hours from Japan to a Tokyo, baby, a Okono. Ebusafo no na lawyer Paul Adom Ochre HM say ni nyina nka wedi nka yade a eye nwanwa nanso ensem bi a eye NDC amanyuko no ekan especially Okujeto Ablakwa edeto edwa no eno ene nam so ama His Excellency John Dramani Mahama omuntimi emfa private jet if say na nado dan kwakufado wakoba bi na so ye transitor Okujeto Ablakwa baka minim se ositua baby oda will live a luxurious life. Eno enene His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne ho ekire na onenam na otimi edi 22 hours a obi a osi mu eyekwasi ada no enne anopa ena otimi ekosdu ewo Japan eno ena lawyer pause no entwe because of bad politics, double standard politics from Okujeto Ablakwa ebusafo yankoni yankoti na anso wi a odo adwenchire ato comment section no ase
shows country on credibility and credible stories. Why did the president of Ghana is operating about a $62 billion economy these days. Remember that when John Kufuor became president in 2000, the economy was $4 billion. By the time he was leaving office in 2008, the economy was $16 billion. He quadrupled it. By the time the NDC were leaving in 2016, it was something like 50-something billion. By the time Akufo-Addo was leaving in 2024, it's $62 billion. That's growth. But why must a country like that? Now, we are a country that needs to be marketing ourselves. Ghana is a country that needs to be marketing ourselves because we have come from a history like many other developing and African countries where the narrative that has gone out about our country is not the narrative that we have generated. And that's why people come here for December to remember. Is that how we call it? People come here for December to remember or Dirty December, however you want to call it. And they are surprised that we don't live on trees and they are surprised that we ride in cars and all of that. Because the narrative that has gone outside about our country is not controlled by us, was never controlled by us. It was controlled by other people. So we find ourselves in a situation where we have been able to build, but we need to tell that story. Therefore, anybody who is a president of Ghana is a chief marketing officer of the Republic of Ghana, perhaps of ECOWAS as well, and perhaps of Africa as well. If the Nigerian president goes out to market Nigeria, he's marketing it on behalf of Africa. If the Ghanaian president goes out, so a president going out of his country would happen many times. And it doesn't happen for the same reason. The American president goes out to establish American authority. Ghanaian president goes out to market the nation and tell the people that this is Ghana, not what you think. This is how it looks like. We now have the opportunity for our presidents to tell the narrative from our perspective. But because of politics, bad politics. Mr. President, we are sorry. We are really sorry. President of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, was traveling from Accra to Japan. 20,238 kilometers. Japan is 9 hours ahead of Ghana. So what's the time right now? So it's 9:36 in Accra. The time in Japan is 9 hours ahead. So it's 9 o'clock. So you go from 9, 10, 11, 12. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. It's 6:30 a.m. in Japan. The president traveled 20,000 kilometers. He traveled, as the story says, on Emirates, which is okay, which is understandable, which we appreciate. He traveled on Emirates airline. He traveled in first class, quite comfortable, and then he got to Dubai. We understand that in Dubai, from Kofi Tonto and others on social media that the president left Ghana on Sunday evening but arrived in Japan just today. He waited 22 hours in Dubai, had to use a train for about 2 hours to Tokyo, from Tokyo to Yokohama. As Nsem-Pii FM said it, the president had to suffer because of petty politics. Yes, petty politics. Petty politics. Politics that is animated by hatred. That's why I'm sad today. Because of somebody's ambition for power, he denigrates a president so much so that another person becomes president and he's afraid to make a decision in the interest of the president's safety, in the interest of the president's comfort so that he can think, in the interest of the president's security so that he's confident to present his case. President of Ghana is sitting at a location in Dubai, 22 hours. What kind of security is provided for him over there? He's not in the comfort of his Jubilee house, where all the security is available. The Ghana Armed Forces are available. The Ghana Police Service is available. National security is available. But here, he's in a location outside his country, and he's not in his own plane. He's sitting in a location 22 hours. Why? Because of terrible politics. Bad politics. Never again. We should never encourage that again. People encouraged it. Hey, Akufo-Addo is back. Akufo is bathing in the air. He can't bath in the air. When Dominic Nitiwu stood before Parliament and said that the presidential jet is not fit for purpose and that the president cannot even freshen up in it. Hey, come and see cartoon. But the cartoon, they had the Daily Guide guy, what's his name? I can't remember his name. There's a TV3 guy. Both of them are very good. Tilapia put cartoon. Then they have Akufo-Addo with some boxer shorts and he's holding a pail. He's pouring water on himself and he's sitting in some aircraft. And one by one, the votes of the party was winning away. Ghanaians were getting upset because they trust politicians. And this politician here wanted to make a meal out of something that was about national security. So President Akufo-Addo travels, he comes. Oh, Akufo-Addo thinks we don't know. He traveled and he came back in a private jet. He arrived at 1 a.m. I saw him. He thinks that he's hiding. People caution that this is very dangerous. Publishing the president's itinerary is very dangerous. Nobody listened. Of course, the prices were high. So if prices are high, we all don't listen. I'm guilty, and that's why I'm rendering an apology to the president. I'm guilty. I had occasion to go and complain. Why is the president flying this, Other people complained. I remember in one of my complaints, one of them, I won't mention his name, he said, oh, clear off. Why are you following the NDC propaganda? And I said, this NDC propaganda is going to cost us the election. I'm guilty. I feel very guilty. Because I love President Mahama. He's a nice guy. People love him. Why should he? If President Mahama is not president of Ghana, I can assure you, he's not going to sit in any airport for 22 hours. Why would he do that? Why is he going to do that? The only reason why President Mahama had to be cocooned in an airport for 22 hours is because he's president of Ghana. If President Mahama is not president of Ghana, having been president before, there are many things he can do. He can call on his friend. He can call on another head of state. He can do so many things. And since Akufo-Addo traveled to Nigeria recently, I don't think that he used any commercial plane. He's former president. He can call on his friend, please pick me up. President Mahama would have. But today, President Mahama is frightened. How is he going to call for a private? Hey! This is a president whose brother has a private jet. Think about it. Think about it. This is a president whose brother has a private jet. And the government of Ghana could have paid for the private jet of the president's brother. The president's brother is not the only Ghanaian who has a private jet, mind you. There are Ghanaians who have private jets better than Ibrahim's plane. I know that. Ibrahim knows that. Everybody knows that. We know them. They don't want their names to be mentioned. So we will not mention their names. They have two. This individual I'm talking about has two private jets. Oh, okay, at least you know Magdan. Magdan, you know. I'm not talking about Magdan, but Magdan we all know. Magdan has said he has a private jet, so we can repeat it. Magdan has a private jet. Government of Ghana could have paid for it. But President Mahama is afraid to do that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but he is afraid. Why? because of bad politics. Terrible politics. The people who are renting houses at Airport Hills, their politics is what has brought us here. Terrible politics. And then today is foreign minister. How is he going to manage it? Foreign minister. You should be making the calls and say that we are arriving at Dubai on Emirates in the morning. Can we get a plane to take us to Japan? Because the president has to address a meeting there. He's marketing Ghana. So how much would it cost? Of course, we all agree that we can't go for an exorbitant cost. Private jets have different series. We just need a plane to carry the president from Dubai to Japan in basic comfort. We don't want him to have a plane that has a jacuzzi, a plane that has champagnes popping from everywhere, a plane that has this and that. No. We just want a plane that takes about 12 people, President of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, Foreign Minister Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, Presidential Aide Joyce Bauer, Minister of Trade Hannah J. If the Minister of Finance Atuforsen is there, he's on it. Attorney General Dominic Ayini. Yeah, 12 key people. Secretary to the President, Dr. Kalistus Mahama. 12 people to just carry the president from Dubai. So when the president gets off the plane in Dubai, security is arranged. They hang around with him and say, Mr. President, where's your bag? Pick it, quick. Oh, the plane is ready. When you get to Japan, you can have breakfast. It's fine. We'll just fly. It's about, 5 hours. We'll be there. He gets into the plane. He can have access to his phone, check what's happening in Ghana, call back his spokesperson if he's not with him, call back his chief of staff and say, Chief, we have arrived in Dubai. We are heading for Japan. Everything okay? Everything is fine. After the funeral, good. Everything good. He say, Chief of staff may regale him a little bit with some jokes and say, Mr. President, the people are complaining about your smoke at Christ the King, blah, 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 but that's funny. They all laugh and then they move on. Quickly, they get to Japan. He's ready for the event. It's the foreign minister's job. But here is a foreign minister who, because of bad politics, will now saddle our president to sit in one place and wait for 22 hours. Why? Why do we do these things to ourselves? Just because of political power. The NDC would have still won the election without all that tirade about Akufo-Addo's private jet. The NDC would have still won the election. And Akufo-Addo's record shows that he was flying the same Emirates President Mahama flew to Dubai. But then when he has to connect from Dubai to some place, he gets to Belgium and he has to connect and he has to wait. You have seen all the Eugene Ahin statements. Akufo-Addo had to wait 17 hours somewhere. Within that 17 hours, he'll be back in Ghana. He was coming to Ghana at 3 a.m. so that he's in Ghana for the next day's cabinet. We say no. No. Now President Mahama left. The battle started on Sunday. Hey, there was a private jet in Ghana. What was the private jet doing? Now, those who were complaining about the private jets were not complaining because they think the president doesn't deserve it. They were complaining because they thought they had observed the double standards of a foreign minister in opposition and in government. The double standards is what they believe they had observed. Nobody is going to quaver about the president of Ghana flying a minimal, basic private jet so that his schedule, if the president is going to London, and they say, but you are going to London, British Airways goes. Why do you take private jet? That's understandable. I don't think President Mahama will take a private jet from Accra to London. No, he'll go with British Airways that goes every day. But when he gets to London, and he has to go to Argentina from London, or he has to go to Sao Tome and Principe before he comes to Ghana, what else is he going to do? Even the Black Stars, we take private jet for them sometimes in the history. Because the situation is terrible. Why must he be waiting in one place? It's such a security risk. It compromises the security of the president of Ghana for people to know that he is in a location outside his home base for 22 hours. I'm sad. I'm truly sad. This kind of politics. What can we say? Well, Mr. President, we are sorry. We are really sorry. You have to blame your foreign minister. We are truly sorry about this. And this got on its way onto the campaigns. People were talking. Akufo-Addo. Here we are today. Vindication. Oh, yeah. Folks, it's okay. We are sorry. This is another apology we have to render. This is another apology. Today I'm just too sad. People didn't vote. People voted left and right. People were angry at a time when we were suffering. Petrol prices was going up. Russia-Ukraine war has wreaked havoc on our pricing of commodities. Everybody was angry. Then they said somebody had stolen $1 million. Stolen $1 million and put in her house. She and her husband. They are government minister. He's stolen money. Vindication is in the womb of time. Today, people are tagging me on all kinds of things about this story. What shall I say? And this is it. We are sorry. We are so sorry. This old man, I met him only once for the first time. He was almost in tears. God has kept him alive until this day because God knew that this day will come. God has kept him alive. Today, he's hearing the news. He couldn't even hear that well. And he was so sad, showing me the kind of work that he has done all his life and asking me that if he's done all this work, he doesn't have that money, what did he work for? Today, open your phone, it's on all the portals. Every portal is talking about it. People didn't vote. Parliamentary candidates lost election. Some people won election on the back of a story that in the vindication of time, we now know that is not true. So it was not true. So no money had been stolen. Ghana, no money had been stolen. Ghana. Oh, I feel like crying. Devastated. I wish Nana Sase can render a poem about this. Our beloved Ghana. Please see whether I can get me Ghana, my happy home. That song, look for it if you can find it. Ghana. Our beloved Ghana. This is how we treat it. So it is not true. It was not true. There was no truth in it. They say no direct something. What words do they use? I've forgotten. It wasn't true. Auntie Sisi, we are sorry. Papa, we are sorry. There's nothing for us to say. We are just sorry. We can't say anything else. Oh, this matter. It was not true. This is serious, you know. I'd like to go back and read this letter of 22nd July 2023. It reads as follows. The President, 22nd July 2023. Dear Cecilia, I have received your letter dated Saturday, 22nd July 2023, resigning from office as Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources and as a member of the government. It is with